Hello and welcome to Ucara Basics. Today, for this session, I'd like to discuss with you pillar construction. A pillar, honestly, is again a very popular item in the backyard. I think what it does in a hardscape installation, it invites that homeowner to personalize things. So if you think about a pillar that's built in to that hardscape installation of yours, that homeowner has the opportunity to kind of provide a planter out here potentially, maybe a light fixture, could be even a fire feature. There's a lot available obviously here when it comes to a pillar that homeowner can involve themselves and almost kind of invite themselves into your hardscape installation. So with Ucara, I love how the pillar construction is. I think it's a great strong build, and it all starts here with the base plates. So here in front of me with my tools in the way, we've got 4 base plates laid out and just in a circular rotating motion here, which is going to be the same principle that we're going to use here with the corner backer. Corner backer is the key component on this, just like any corner construction. But again, here, notice the channels that you're going to see. The sharp edge channel here, and then a soft edge channel here. The sharp edge channel is intended, again, to receive the clip, all right, when we do our installation. Other thing to make note of are the tongue and groove. These lugs do need to be removed because we're crisscrossing every course that we do on the backer. So I like to have that done away from the installation site. I think that if you're on doing your installation and I'm chiseling here, I potentially will move that block. So again, this is something that I think is more effectively and better done at the pallet, and the material comes to you without that top lug on it. Okay, base is important. That center cavity, a 5-inch cavity, allows any kind of utility coming up. Again, it could be electric, low voltage, could be water, could be gas for fire features. So again, now concrete is also a viable option. Recognize the fact that a pillar is going to be at 3 foot in overall height, anywhere, depending on the weight of the pillar cap, anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 pounds center mass load. So it's quite a bit of weight that you want to have stabilized. So a viable option on base also is a concrete foundation support. Okay, a couple other features that I like about that. Now, again with the adhesive, as we're building our pillar, I'd run 2 beads, one on the center around this area, and then one on the exterior perimeter. I'll just go ahead and make a mess here if you don't mind. Laying that up. All right. Identifying that channel, that sharp side channel. All right, backer goes in and it's crisscrossed, right? So again, we're covering up each seam and we're sliding that in position. So here's the unique opportunity that you'll see for structural integrity with Ucara on this large backer. Is here on this cross shine, on that vertical seam, now we have a connection point, all right, an interlock point at that. Normal retaining walls are just going to be 2 blocks butt together at that point, so they think a distinct advantage, specifically once we put fascia panels over this connecting point. With that being said, let's introduce the corner panels here. Again, you're going to notice on a corner panel, you'll get 4 rights and 3 lefts per layer. What that means as an installer, start with your rights. If you start with your lefts, you potentially are going to run out of lefts to finish off a pillar. Important that you start with your rights. So first course here, that right side is the closed end. This is the correct way to build. All right. With that being said, we have a single orange clip laid up there. And you'll see potentially in some diagrams, there are multiple locations of these clips. I personally prefer to have just a single one because again, I know I'm going to be laying adhesive across. Setting that corner panel in place, sliding it in. Now notice that I'm a little bit high. I like to use this backer as my guideline. Once I set these backers, they should all be flush in line. You notice this panel here potentially is just slightly high off of that clip, but by me using a single clip, I'm able to tap that material down. So, okay, simple, easy. One thing about that, that's about a 24-inch wide, 23.5-inch wide pillar. So a 24-inch pillar cap really isn't going to allow you the overhang necessary. So a 28-inch pillar cap is a recommendation to finish your pillar installation. One other thing, you hardly see a standalone pillar, kind of uncommon if you will. It's usually a pillar that integrates with seat walls to it. So tying in the seat wall to your pillar I think is important. How we do that, we recognize the fact that the tie-in is supported here by the base plates. So this overhang is the supporting mechanism between the pillar and the connecting wall. What I like to do is tie these panels in too. So by that, I would take this second course. This first course is a full course all the way through. This is a half panel. But here on my second course, I weave the material into. So I interlock basically every other course into that pillar. Third course on top is going to be flush like that. So integrating every other course, I can recognize this dimension here, whether this seat wall is positioned in the center or potentially to the outside edge. Doesn't really matter. On a 45 over here, a couple things with that. Again, we're recognizing that the overhang on the base plates provides the support for this connection point. We're simply mitering it. One thing I do like to do when I'm mitering a fascia panel, I'll do a slight saw cut on my plumb mark, and that gives me a little bit of material here, and then I'll back cut on a 45. If I just do a back cut on a 45, I don't really have as much concrete here to support that edge. Okay, I want to thank you for your time today. That's simple pillar construction. Thanks again.